Welcome to the first of my build series. This is my Magicka Tank for PvP. Um, it is called the Hoarfrost, and we will jump right into it. So, first off, I'm playing this as a Magicka Warden. You can pretty much pick any race that you want. It's not really going to be locked in. Certain races like Nord will be better for Ultimate Generation. Imperials will have a little bit of extra stamina and health, which is not bad. I just like Magicka, so that's where I went. First things first, I put 64 points into Magicka, and after that, you can see that we've got 2,300 Magicka, 38,000 health, 14,000 stamina. This is pretty good. Our base stats are 1,400 for Magicka recovery, almost 1,800 for health recovery, and about 700 for stamina recovery. Now this is no CP. I haven't put any CP into this character. You can see my spell damage and weapon damage is pretty low, 1,300, 1,400, and our crit's pretty low as well. That said, our resistances are almost at 19,000, and our critical resist is hovering at 1,290, which for no CP PvP is pretty great. All right, then let's look at it. My first thing I've got is the Steed, so that extra 10% movement speed and an extra 238 health recovery. So that's pretty great. Now the food I'm going to be using is the Bewitched Sugar Skulls, which are going to be coming out with the Halloween event. Almost 4k health, 3,600 stamina Magicka, and an extra 400 health recovery. So that's pretty great, especially for this build. Now, let's look at the items for this build. First off, we're going to look at the set that kind of puts this all together, and that's Permafrost. So you get this from Maelstrom Arena. You can run it on normal to get this. You don't have to run Vet. But what I would go for is the 5 pieces here for the heavy armor. And what you're going to want is health enchantments and impen on the chest, the boots, the belt, and the gloves. All 3 of those health and impen. Boots and legs you're going to want well fitted in health. That is going to give you an extra 10% reduction on your roll dodge, which is going to be really good since you only have 14k stamina. For your shoulders and your helm, you're going to go health and impen as well, but you're going to go medium, light. That gives you 5, 1, 1. And then we're going to go down to our other set. This is really your flex set. You're allowed to do what you want here. I'm running Green Pact. I like it right now. I like the health, the recovery, and I like the fact that the 5 pieces more health and recovery. It makes me a little more tanky. It's great. My jewelry is all healthy, so that's an extra 3,000 HP, and all of it is mag recovery. Now, you could put on 2 Swift here if you really wanted to and go extra fast. You could go 3 Triune. It's really up to you what you want to do, but I like this setup. Infused Axe, doesn't matter what one-handed, and a weakening enchantment. Might as well do a little more to reduce the damage that they're going to be putting out. An infused Triglyph. If you feel like you're getting not enough of one kind of resource, you can always put this as Magicka or Stamina. And then a Green Pact Ice Staff with an infused shield, because we want to get as many shields as possible when we're running. So that's the sets. Pretty great. Now let's look at the abilities here. Our front bar, this is what you're going to be on a lot. You're going to be on Gripping Shards. Now this is based off your health for the damage, which is great because you have high health. So you're actually going to be able to put out a decent amount of damage with this. You can see that it's 1,400 every 1 second for 12 seconds. That's really a good investment, and you reduce their movement speed. So, and if they haven't been immobilized, you'll mobilize them. Next up is your Fetcher Infection. This is really good. Every second cast does 50% increased damage. It really doesn't matter. You're not going to be paying attention enough to make it work. But you're going to be adding minor vulnerability for at least 10 seconds. So that's 8% more damage. This is going to help take people down. Arctic Blast, big heal. Look at that. Instantly healing for almost 12k health. An additional 1,400 every second for 5 seconds. That's a big burst heal. That's a third of your health back. You're not going to be able to underestimate how important this is to have on the front bar. Additionally, it's going to do AoE damage around you, and if you have them close enough, and I don't like the range on this, I wish Sauce would buff it, but 6 meters, If you hit him 3 times, you're going to get the stun. That was the old perma effect, much bigger range, but you're going to do what you can. Next up, Deceptive Predator. Get your minor or your major expedition for 6 seconds, and you also get minor evasion, reducing AoE damage by 10%. Now, Shimmering Shields, this is the way you're going to get most of your shields up, because this counts as a shield for permafrost now. When you have this up, you can absorb quite a few ranged hits, and each time you do, you gain Magicka back. And you get major heroism for 6 seconds. So basically, that's going to be 6 ultimate every 3 seconds, 12 ultimate across the duration. That's pretty good to be getting. That's going to help build up for permafrost, which now is damaging around you, but it reduces their movement speed by 70% and applies the chilled status effect, which, if you don't know what chilled does, it gives them minor maim, which reduces damage by 15%. You and the nearby allies, which I'm guessing is in the 10 meters, gain major protection. That's a big. So this is going to be a really good defensive ult as well as offensive ult. So, go to the other bar. Shielded Assault, this is our gap closer. And it also gives us shields, so more health regen. Ice Fortress, it's a no-brainer. 24 seconds of minor protection, and you get an extra 5,200, almost 5,300 physical and spell resistance. We're going to skip over this one. I'll come back to it. Blue Betty, it's easy. Every 5 seconds you remove a negative effect, you get a bunch of Magicka back, and you get major sorcery. And Radiant Mage Light. Now this is kind of a flex pick, really. If you're not too concerned about finding Nightblades, swap it out for something else that you feel is going to be better. You don't need the Major Prophecy. It doesn't help you. It is nice that you don't get stunned from enemies that were invisible. And then this is, again, a flex pick. I pick Reviving Barrier. It's a great defensive ultimate for yourself because it's going to give you a large shield to be able to burn through. And during that time, you're going to get a huge health regen. You're also going to heal people underneath the shield, so you can bring a group that's almost dead back up to full life rather quickly. Now, the reason I said Deep Thoughts is, I was going to get back to it, is this is a flex pick. One of the other things that you can try looking at is if you want to get Major Defile, Corrupting Pollen is a really good one. If you are flipping bars a lot, Living Trellis is really good. And I also like Enchanted Growth myself, because you get that minor intellect, minor endurance, so that magic and stamina regeneration is increased by 10%. This is really good if you see people that are, if you know you're going to be fighting against people that are doing like Leeching Plate and stuff, this will hurt them severely. So if you're in a battlegrounds and you want to mess with a group that is doing a lot of healing, this is going to be strong because everywhere you drop it, they get the reduction. So let's take a look at some of the buffed up stats, right? So, oops, there we go. We'll first start off with this. So you can see we've almost got 1,500, 2,800, 7,500. We get a pretty big buff, and because of our minor toughness, we get up to 42k health. It's a pretty strong build. It's a great frontline build. You're going to have a lot of fun. You get a huge amount of buffs going all the time. And it's relatively simple to keep up because you're only going to be casting some of these every 20 seconds or so. So, I mean, you can really haul in this build as well with that Major Expedition. You are going to move, and you are going to be able to get up into the front line as quick as you need to. With that, I'm probably just going to turn it over, and we can watch. You'll see some footage of me playing it on the live server. Now, this isn't as strong as my theoretical version here on the PTS because there are a couple buffs and having old golded out gear, but even my live version without the sugar skull crystals, which are going to be the best food, is doing really well. So you're going to see some lower stats, but that's because I'm missing Undaunted and the sugar skull crystals. But enjoy the footage, and I hope you like the build.